Are we on? We are. Aloha, everyone. I think we're live and inspired today. Oh, wait a second. We have. All right. Sorry about that, everyone. I had to make sure that this was the right, that I sent out the right link. That's why I had that up. I had to open up another window for YouTube. So, yeah, forgive me. I had some cocktails last night and still recovering. If you haven't watched the new Gentlemen with Cocktails, The Return, myself and my co-host, I guess, Chris Schwartzlander from Tripping Over Reality, his saga of books. So far, he only has 2 out, but that's all right. And I'm still working on the first one again, and I have not read the second one. I probably shouldn't be saying that while I'm live, but yeah, fuck it. But no, I've been like really busy the last 2 weeks. I haven't made any videos. I know I said that I'll get into Spider-Man, Star Wars, and Batman Damned here in a minute, but I just to let everyone know that I have been in Miami. Well, I was in Miami for the last like week and a half, and a little bit of business. I had to take a firefighting exam that my cousin kind of. See, I don't even know if I talked about this before, but fuck it. If I didn't, if I already did, then screw it. It bears repeating. That my cousin was like, "Hey man, listen, look, you're blah blah blah." I'm not giving out my age, but for an older gentleman, I do have to say I'm still pretty handsome. But and I haven't lost all my hair, so that's good. I can still put it in my man bun, and it's no longer a baby bun. It's becoming a full bun. But he's like, yeah, you're at that age, man, where it's like you need a career. It's like you're in the military. You didn't make the military a full career, even though I was in for 8 years. You got out and stuff like that, and so you should become a firefighter. You should become a firefighter with me. This is my cousin talking. It's like, we should save cats from trees in Miami together. Miami, if you're not familiar. Miami is what a lot of ladies who kindly salsa dance with me on the weekends would call it. So, yeah. Gotta tell you, I did miss Miami. I did miss this. Let me tell you something. I live in Johnson City, Tennessee, and my God, I love Latino women, man. And I missed, oh, good Lord, I missed the upper and the lower back part too. I was like, good God, whew, Jesus. It's like, whew. I was like, thank God I'm a man. I was like, oh, good Lord. And I guess that you're saying that it could be taken in different ways, but hey, it's cool, but I don't give a fuck. I am not politically correct on this thing, but yeah, so I was like, oh, yeah, oh man, Latino women, man, good times. But yeah, especially like Cuban women too, man. I love because they got some spice, man, especially like Puerto Rican women as well, man. I don't know. Both. Whew. Dominican women too. I don't. I don't discriminate, man. So that's not my forte. But getting back to what my cousin was saying, my cousin was like, "Hey, man, you should become firefighter with me, right? We should save cats from trees. We should inspire people. When they see us, they see a true firefighter." you know. And I'm like, okay, yeah, all right, sweet, yeah, great. You do realize I'm happy here in Tennessee, man. And why the fuck would I become a firefighter in Florida, man? It's like I left that fucking scene a long time ago. I don't want to go back to Florida. You know, it's not my jam, man. Not my cup of tea. He was like, and so I told him, I was like, hey, listen, look, man, I will make you a promise, because he was like, listen, man, I'm thinking about a career change and stuff like that. I'm like, all right, man. Well, you know, and my cousin, he's an older gentleman too. And I'm just kind of like, are you having like a midlife crisis here, or an early midlife crisis? What the fuck is going on, man? I mean, I know you're getting up in age like I am, but holy shit, man, we should like just fucking become bikers or some shit. I mean, I'm pretty much there with the fucking tats and shit. Or like, you know, I mean, we could just fucking, you know, I could, you know, we could drive some fucking Triumphs, man, and across fucking country and shit, man. You know, go up to Sturgis or some shit, you know, or Cali. I don't give a fuck. You know, do some iron saddle riding and shit. You know, coast to coast, man. You know, but instead he wants to become a fucking firefighter. So I'm like, okay, great, cool, right on. And he's like, and he's like, you should become one with me too. I'm like, all right, we'll see. And then, you know, a few months go by. And I'm like, all right, man. Hey, man, I got my, you know, my military. I got my DD-214, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. He's like, well, you know, I don't think I'm going to be doing it. I'm like, what? Are you crazy? I got all this shit. You kidding me? And I'm like, no, man. That's not the deal. Right. All right. I'm like, okay. Listen, look, man. I will, the only way I'm going to do this, because you're not going to saying I need a career change. I need to start a career. I will do this if you do it. That's the only way I'm doing it. You know, I'm happy here in, you know, fucking Podunk, Johnson City. People leave me alone. I'm happy in my solitude. You know, it's like, I'm totally good. I mean, I don't want to say happy, but it's doable, right? You know, people just leave me the fuck alone. I say, hey, howdy, whatever the fuck you want to say, you know, evening, ma'am, you know, all that crazy shit, you know, and all that fucking stuff. But yeah, I'm just, so yeah. And then he's like, well, it's like, okay. It's like, all right, I'll get my stuff together. I'll get my shit together. I'm like, okay, great. So yeah, and lo and behold, we both took the test. The problem is that we both have like 2 months that we're not going to find out the results. So I believe December 1st is when we're going to find out the results, because there was like over 600 people applying for fucking Miami-Dade firefighting, which I guess they had a big fucking culling, or a lot of people were tired. I don't know what the fuck. And I told him, like, you do realize, man, that I'm going to have to leave John City and come here. And number one, where the fuck am I going to stay? He's like, oh, dude, you can stay at my place. You know, my fucking wife, man, we don't mind, blah, 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 yeah, yeah. Dude, we got a big fucking house. And, you know, he does have a big home. And no, I will say that my cousin does very well for himself, right? He's been working the same job for like fucking 22 years. And he is like, he knows his shit in his forte, and he's a very, as you say, very. He does very well for himself, and sorry, my brain's just still recovering from the cocktails. I'm gonna blame it on the cocktails, but yeah, he does very well for himself, and he's a person who is very knowledgeable in his craft, and he's a master worker. So for them to lose him is a big fucking thing. So yeah, they can't afford to lose him. At least not like as in replacing or firing, as in, you know, him voluntarily quitting, on the other hand. And if you hear anything, that's probably my fat neighbors above me just, you know, fucking being loud. Because apparently they have to sound like a herd of fucking buffaloes when they walk. But yeah, so getting back onto that. the yeah, my neighbors are not quiet at all. They're fucking nutters. But yeah, so yeah, that's where I've been. So yeah, I've been in Miami. I took a test. Like I said, I won't find out anything until December 1st. But no, I mean, at first, I will say this: I didn't go in with like, I'm gonna do fucking great. I'm like, you know what, dude, I'm just fucking. Yeah, I mean, everyone I've told, I told my own father this, like when I was down south, because him and my mother, they live in South Florida, um, and they live close to Miami, but not in Miami. You know, thank goodness. It's fucking crazy there, and a lot of people too. I found out are actually moving out of Miami, which is like fucking. Which I'm like, yeah, no shit. You've been doing this like a decade ago, or at least started 5 years ago when I fucking did. But the thing is that the oh shit, now I can't remember what the hell I was gonna say. But fine. Let me backtrack here a little bit. Talking about my parents and talking about but yeah, I thought about going to Miami and visiting. But yeah, it was pretty cool. It was, yeah, see, this is what happens. I rant on about craziness, and this is why I just don't fucking edit shit. I'm just like, whatever. You know? And so, yeah. And I'm not sorry, actually. I am not sorry. Because this is how I am. So, because I have, like I said before, like my brain goes 100 miles an hour, my mouth only moves 2. So, uh, man, they are loud as fuck today. It's annoying. But yeah. But yeah, I got to visit my family. It was really good. I mean, it was very positive. I got to hang out with my old man, my pops, uh, moms too. We went to like the doggy park and shit like that because they have a dog, and took their dog out and stuff to doggy park. Yeah, it was really good stuff. Um, but yeah. Oh I remember. Yeah, I have no expectations of really it. I mean, I do like when I first got there, I was like, I'm just gonna take the fucking test. And now that I've taken it, I'm like, man, I kind of hope I did pass. I mean, I didn't subconsciously or consciously. I did not. I do want to pass, right? Because I don't like not passing stuff. It's because, but I knew that if I made the test right, a big thing, I would have been like, I've been like, you know, I just, I would have been, my mind, like, I would have been very paranoid when I got in there. I know when I went in to take the test, I was just like, I really don't fucking want to do this. I just want to leave. And I almost walked out because I was just like, man, I'm happy where I'm at, but something inside of me was like, you know what, fuck it, you're here, take the test. Probably like 30 minutes. Actually, the test was 2 fucking hours. But I will say this: it didn't feel like 2 hours. I will say that because there was like 100 questions, and fucking, they had small desks. You weren't allowed to have anything on the fucking top of the desk. You only had you had a 2 booklets, and you had a buddy next to you. Like, I was on the left side of the table, so there was another person on the right side of me. And he asked me some question, and I didn't even answer him with a like sound, like a vocal. I was just like I was fucking mute because I just really didn't want to be there, and I didn't want to talk to anybody. But yeah, so yeah, you can call it rude if you want to. I don't really give a shit. It's just, yeah, and it was actually pretty cool because, man, I slept fine. No, my test was actually early in the morning. My cousin drove me because I didn't know where the fuck I was going. So, and but yeah, man, it was really really good. I feel pretty positive about it. Some of the ones I will say, like there was like seven one I kind of Christmas treat on because it was because the person was like, you have like 10 minutes, and I'm like, oh fuck, you know, and I was already on like 75, I think, or 73. I was just like, geez, man, I'm not gonna get this shit done. So yeah, or no, maybe I was on 80 or something like that. You know, it's just I know I had an abundance of fucking questions left. I had like about like a third of the test to fucking do, and I was just like, you know, dude, or a quarter. I'm sorry, excuse me, quarter of the test to do still, and I was just like, you know, fuck. So I was just like, you know, some of them, you know, I looked at the back of the booklet, and I was just like, well, fuck, man. I mean, that's gonna take some time, and I was just like, okay, man, what haven't I used already, or what have I used some? I'm like, okay, a little A there, B B B B A D C, you know, whatever. So yeah, that's what I did. And from what my cousin would told me, he said that, man, yeah, he it was long, but you know, he had like 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. He probably had like 30. He's a pretty smart dude. I mean, I'm smart too. The problem is that I tend to go back over shit because of my military. That I double check and triple check stuff, because in the military you're always double checking yourself, triple checking. Someone checks you. If you're a Joe, your team leader checks you, then your squad leader checks you, and if you're a team leader, you got to check yourself, then you got to check your team, then you know, and your team could be like 3 to 4 people, sometimes 7, you know, max for a fire team. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things, man. It's just fucking crazy. Or yeah, it's just nuts. Where and then yeah, and then you have what is it? Your platoon sergeant check shit. Your have a company fucking check. Yeah, so it gets very tedious, monotonous, and just redundant. It's like fucking A. So that's why I took a little longer on the test, because I'm just kind of like checking some answers. I'm like, you know, could it be this? Could it be that? So yeah, and a lot of times when you second guess yourself, what is it? 80% of the time when you change your answer, it's not even the right answer. So usually your natural instincts. Now, see, sometimes I will say this: when I do, if it's multiple choice, sometimes I will read it wrong. Like, I'm not dyslexic or anything like that. It's just I tend to read so fast. Sometimes I just miss fucking wording and shit. I'm just like, and then I go back. Oh, you know, like not right. Like sometimes they'll say which one is not, and sometimes they'll even put it like underline it in bold fucking print. Not. I totally the brain just doesn't register sometimes. So then I have to go back. Oh shit. Okay, not okay. This one. So yeah, I mean, you know, and it's just little mistakes. So yeah, but yeah. That's what, and I've just pissed away probably 15 minutes talking about Miami. So yeah, that's what's been going on with me. How are you? How are the 0 viewers doing today? Fabulous, awesome. Hopefully, we'll have some views later, other than my own, just to see how I did. Because see, like I'll actually go back and watch my own shit, and to see how well or how bad I did. That's what I usually do, and to see if I said like a lot or man, things like that. Try to correct myself, my speech pattern, stuff like that. So, and also too, being without another person kind of sucks. I will say that, because I'm having to think of everything on my own, where having another person either in the room talking to or through Skype, it's easier because I can bounce off them, they can bounce off me, and we can actually have a conversation. And honestly, that's what I like to do. I like to have conversations. I will write down topics like I did yesterday with our gentleman of cocktails, but we only got to, like, I wanted to talk about Doomsday Clock, which we only did for like fucking uh, a minute, but that's all right. That's fine. The reason why I'll have topics, and I'm not disappointed. In the beginning, I was like, man, I want to talk about this. But now I'm just kind of like, I don't give a fuck, man. I just want good conversation. And that's like the whole reason why I do the podcast, is because I want to have good video casts, video podcasts, whatever, vidcasts, podcast, whatever the fuck you call it, live streaming. There we go. And so that's what I'm all about. I'm all about good conversation. I mean, this is shit that I'd be talking about in the comic shop, my local comic shop. The problem is that I don't really like hanging out in my local comic shop anymore. Honestly, I don't like hanging out at comic shops in general anymore, just because. I mean, I'd rather be home doing shit, or I'd rather be going on a hike or something, right? Going to new places. The only thing that kind of gets me, and what I mean hang out, right? Hang out at a comic shop, I mean like just loitering, right? Just hanging out. I mean, perusing. The thing is that I tend to, if I hang out at a comic shop, I tend to buy stuff. So, I mean, it's good and bad. Like, so I'm not like loitering or anything. I'm not really loitering because I buy stuff. It's just one of those things. I mean, I can get lost in the comic shop. I mean, shit, man. I mean, one thing my girlfriend hated was like, we would, I mean, it was kind of like a gift and a curse, because we would always go to like a new comic shop at any town that we would go to. We would have to find a new comic shop, but I could spend like the whole, like half a fucking day, and she's like, Greg, we gotta go, sweetie babe, we gotta go. So I'm just, oh no, oh, I'm so sorry, dearie. It's like, but yeah, so it's like, I know you want to play with these action figures, but we gotta go. You know, it's like, no. But yeah, so but no, yeah, it's like I can, but I don't. But yeah, I don't really like hanging out with comic shops anymore. I just don't. I rather. And I'm a very, and the thing about me is I'm very extroverted. Unless I get into good conversation in a comic shop, that's the only reason why I'll stay there. You know, I mean, I could buy something, have good conversation, but I mean, usually what I'll do is like, I'll put my fucking books and be like, hey man, I'll be right back. Because if I have my books in my hand that I just fucking bought, it's like, I'll just put them in the car real quick, come back in and be like, yeah, so that, because I like being very jovial and animated and stuff like that when I talk to people. I don't like having shit in my hands. It just, I don't know. It's just, I don't like having my hands, I like having my hands free. You know, in case evil looks about, you know. Yeah, of course. But yeah, no, but yeah, I don't hang out at comic shops anymore. And some comic shops are just fucking dirty. I will say that. Like, yeah, some of them I've been to are just fucking dirty. Like I mean, the new shelves, the new stuff, the new product, not so much. But the back, like where the back issues are, and in the back, you can tell these motherfuckers, man, don't clean or don't take care of their shit after hours, right? After they close, or even during, or even when it's slow. They just, because comic shops, and the thing about comic shops aren't busy 24/7 unless you're like a comic shop that has like gaming, or you have fucking Yu-Gi-Oh, or like if you're like a G2K, for instance, like here in Tennessee, but that's and excuse me, in Virginia, but that's a little bit different because, you know, you always have some person with poor fucking hygiene and their parents don't fucking teach them manners come into a fucking place and then just, you know, stink it up, right? And then you have some meth head behind the fucking counter, acting stupid and trying to fucking do retail, which is fucking retarded in of itself. But yeah, that's very unappealing. So yeah, I do not like hanging out at gaming places or any of that shit. I'm like, no, no. And also too, the bad thing is that this is a thing where, like, I'm a part of the geek culture, right? But I am not. I consider myself. Yeah, I mean, if someone's gonna call me a geek and a nerd, I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine. Man. But I am not like a person. Like I have very good hygiene. I take care of myself. I'm well groomed, as you can tell, and I'm a very handsome man. And like a lot of people, a lot of nerds are not, right? They are the polar opposite of what I am. Like, and also too, like I said, I'm an extrovert. A lot of people who are geeks are introverted. They don't know how to talk to people. They're very insecure, where I'm not. I do have insecurities, I'm not gonna lie, but I don't give a fuck. I mean, the way that I'm talking now is basically the way I would be out in the street. Probably the thing about it is that someone came up to me in the street, I would just fucking uh, maybe be condescending to them, and I would verbally joust them, right? Unless they got physical with me, and then I would have to defend myself. But usually, fucking, that's very rare where a person accosts another person with physical violence. It's just, but yeah. So, but yeah, and also too, it's like I'm a pretty big dude, so a person I don't want to say would think twice, but a lot of people do, or they just walk the other fucking way when I'm around. So probably because of my tattoos. They probably think I'm a tough dude or something. But I think it's more the man bun. They may think I'm gay, or excuse me, homosexual, because it's like, Richard, look what the homosexuals have done to my hair. Oh, that's a good line. Shut it down. But yeah, so enough foreplay, because I think we've been on for like what, 30 minutes, all right? Already? So let us get into Marvel Spider-Man video game. Because I did not want, because I was going to say Star Wars, but I want to save Star Wars and I'll say Batman for last. Well, we'll save the goods. Batman goods for last. And but no, like I said before with Chris on Gentleman of Cocktails, yesterday's episode, The Return, just like my thoughts, The Return, the title. It's a very good game. It's fucking cool. I'm totally stoked that I got it. Usually I don't spend $60 on new video games, let alone I usually wait till they're like $20 or they go down to like 40 or 30, right? But I have to say that it is really a good game. I really enjoyed it. I mean, before that I was playing Overwatch, and I like Overwatch. I really do. I do love playing it. The problem is that fucking like my like it's such a whore master on my rig, my PC, that like after fucking like 30 minutes of playing that game, my system just wants to, shut the fuck down because my graphics card gets so fucking hot. And that's because, like it's just like I don't have it on low settings. I have it on medium and stuff like that. And it can handle it. It just, I can't have it like uber extreme settings and shit because my rig is about like, I think 3 years old or something at this point, this venture. So like my graphics card, like it's things they could use to upgrade, but we're talking fucking hundreds of dollars, like hundreds to thousands of dollars of upgrade. So that's where I'm like, man, nah, I'm good. Just to play a fucking game better, just so it runs better. And it won't overheat and stuff like that. Then I'm like, nah, that's fucking retarded. Very stupid. But yeah, no, I still like it. I still play Overwatch. But I mean, I played Overwatch yesterday, and I was just like, I played one game, and the thing about Overwatch 2, people are fucking stupid on there. They have no fucking concept of how to play. They're not strategic in any fucking way. Also too, you get thrown in with fucking people that, once again, like I'm saying, don't know how to play. It's like, doing all this fucking crazy shit. Also too, I don't like talking over headsets to people usually. There's only a few people that I talk over with headsets, because I don't have this mic that I'm talking into, my Yeti Blue. I don't have it hooked up 24/7. So because I don't, because it's just a lot of wires and shit that I don't want to have to fucking deal with. So I just keep on, unplugging it and plugging, unplugging. So, but yeah, so it's like Overwatch, and also too, and one of the things I hate is like the fucking loot boxes. I mean, I love the skins. I love playing as characters and stuff. I hate the loot box system because it's fucking gambling. I mean, at the end of the day, it's gambling. And but the thing about it is that you have a better chance of getting stuff with Overwatch. Like, after you've gotten it, instead of getting the same thing over, it'll give you money, right? It'll give you currency. But here's the fucked up thing, right? So if you want like a legendary skin, which is 1,000, and say you get like a legendary skin, but you already have that skin, it'll give you money instead, but it'll be a treasure chest, only 500. So fucking, you have half that. That's bullshit. They should just give you the whole 1,000 so you could just get another legendary you're fucking choosing. That's how I look at it. Instead of halving that shit. I mean, but it's just it's a corrupt system, and and the way I know is because I've bought loot boxes before, and that's fine, But I mean, as many loot boxes as I've gotten right now, I could have bought fucking Spider-Man, and would have had money for the fucking DLC that's coming out too. Now, do I regret buying the loot boxes? No, fuck it. I mean, it's like shit. I had extra money. I don't really see it as pissing it away. It's just I don't like microtransactions. Because I played Battlefront 2, and the thing is that you can actually straight up buy the fucking exchange points for currency, right? You could buy if a skin is like say 80 credits in the fucking 80,000 credits in the game, right? So for 80 credits you could buy, or not 80, I'm sorry, crystals, right? So because you can either do credits or crystals. So in Battlefront 2 you can do crystals, where you can buy like a card for like $20, and I'll give you 2,000 crystals. Okay, usually legendaries are 2,000 crystals, so a skin is basically $20. A legendary skin is $20. So you buy that card, it will give you 2,000 credits. And what I mean by card, I mean the scratch off ones. So that way you don't have to do your fucking credit card or anything, because that's bullshit. Because if someone can hack into your shit and get your credit card, and then you gotta fucking cancel shit. So yeah, I mean, the way I do it, I do the gamer cards. Like, I will buy shit. I will buy game cards from wherever the fuck they sell them. I mean, hell, you could buy them at the fucking grocery store now if you want. I mean, Publix and fucking Kroger and Piggly Wiggly and Cash and Carry, they fucking sell them probably. But yeah, it's like you don't have to go to GameStop, you don't have to go to Target, you don't have to go to wherever fuck Electronics Boutique, or if you're in Canada, I think it's still around. But yeah, it's one of those things where yeah, you can just do that, and so that it's a safety net. That's like, here's another tip too. What I do, like I have memberships at both Books a Million and Barnes and Nobles, and what I do, I actually pay for my memberships with gift cards, right? So I buy gift cards. I mean, so that way they do not, because Barnes and Nobles are fucking retarded, and they will automatically, if you give them your credit card, they'll automatically re-up it. I hate it. Now, Books a Million, on the other hand, you can give them a credit card, and they won't do the automatic re-up thing. They'll ask you, which is cool, but I still don't want them to have my credit card information in their system and shit like that. So I just pay. I'm like, okay, how much is it? The $20, $25? Okay. So then what I do is I buy a gift card. I'll buy a gift card, cash or whatever, and then I, or with the credit, with the credit card, and then, or with the credit card, and then I'll pay for the gift card, and I'll give them the gift card. So that way, number one, they don't have it on fucking file for my account, and they don't automatically charge it again. So I do the same thing with, and Books a Million is just out of habit. It's just out of principle. I mean, I don't have to do it that way, but I do it anyways, just out of principle, out of habit. So yeah, I mean, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Type shit. But yeah, Spider-Man. It's a really good fucking game, like I said before. I'm still playing. I don't even think I'm halfway through. I haven't even met fucking Miles yet. So that's how. Right now, like I was telling Chris, it's really good. Norman Osborn. Okay, so basically, the same day, like I got the game and book. Yeah, because they're Spider-Geddon number 0 came out Wednesday. So I got both the game and the book Wednesday. So I got Spider-Geddon number 0 from Mountain Empire Comics, John City, Tennessee. And that's actually, and the thing about Christos Gage, who is a co-writer on the on the game, actually wrote the Spider-Geddon number 0, and which is a direct sequel to the game. So, your character Peter Parker lives from Marvel Spider-Man, and now I'm gonna go into spoilers because I know what the fuck happens in the game. I'm like one of those weirdos who doesn't mind spoilers because I like playing fucking games, but I like story. I like to know things. I like context. I like story, and that's just how I am. No, movies like fucking Star Wars. No, I don't do that. I don't really do that shit. I just want to fucking see it, cool. Force Awakens, because I saw it with my nephew. Or no, yeah. Well, Force Awakens I saw with my nephew, but The Last Jedi was the first one I saw, and I saw that before. But I didn't know fucking anything about it, and going in, and but because I just wanted to know what the fuck all the hype was about, so we watched that, and then we watched Force Awakens afterwards. But I didn't know fucking jack shit, and I didn't want to. And also, too, I'm not really a big Star Wars person. Like, I'm what you would call a casual consumer. I'm a CC, a casual consumer. I am not a fan of anything other than myself, and that's just how it is. I mean, I only fanboy out for one person only, and it's this guy, nobody else. And that's the truth. I mean, I don't, to me, people are flesh and blood. If you're good at your craft, great. I mean, it is kind of like an honor and privilege to meet a person who is like a master storyteller or a master artiste or a master thespian. It's really cool. You know what I'm saying? Too. I'm not saying I'm not downplaying it, but the thing is that that's like people who write comic books, man. It's like, yeah, you write comics for a living. It's like, it's not like you joined the fucking military and went to war. Even if you did, what the fuck was your MOS? And being into a whole another thing. But the thing is that I'm like, cool, you write comic books, great. I don't consider myself a writer, but I write shit too, which no one would probably ever want to fucking read. But that's all right. I don't mind. But yeah. So yeah, I don't fan. I'm a casual consumer. But with Spider-Man, so Marvel Spider-Man, the video game, and the book Spider-Geddon #0, it's like I said, the comic book is a direct sequel to the game. And the thing about it is that, so where I'm at, like I know what happens, I know the ending and stuff. So this is going to be spoilers, just to let you know. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spoilers. So in a comic book, it says that you are, because it doesn't say it in the movie, but you're Earth Spider-Man 10 or Earth 1048 Spider-Man. You're Peter Parker. Pretty much a lot of the same shit happens. Uncle Ben dies. You lived with Aunt May. You actually have your own apartment now. Instead of like a blind date, you, Peter Parker, Peter Parker, MJ, and Harry Osborn grew up together, high school friends. Peter and MJ became boyfriend girlfriend, and so kind of like the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man, in that vein. You do not become a protege of Tony Stark. Your mentor is not Tony Stark. In this, I don't think that you ever meet him. Actually, your mentor and friend in this, and your boss that you work for, is Otto Octavius, who later becomes, in the story, Dr. Octopus. You're Peter Parker. You and MJ go to college together, Empire State University. You graduate with a Bachelor of Science in Biophysics. You work with Dr. Otto Octavius on prosthesis. Yeah, prosthetics. I can never say the other fucking word right. And for people, and there's I want to say it's Lance Corporal, this Marine, or maybe it's Corporal. I don't know. I think it's Lance Corporal. He's an E3 in the Marines, who actually you're working on a prosthetic for this gentleman, this Marine who lost his arm and stuff like that. Service of his country. Norman Osborn is actually the governor of, or no, I'm sorry, not governor, the mayor of New York City. He also owns Oscorp as well. Apparently, Harry's in Europe, which really is not. Later on in a post-credit scene, you see him actually hooked up in this green vat, like back to tank shit, and you see this black stuff around him, kind of like sporadically. Like some is on his shoulder, some is on his chest, some is actually on the inside the tank, suspending him as well. Some are on his feet, and you find out later, and it looks and it looks to be a symbiote. That's what I said. I'm just kind of making fun of the new Venom movie, which I am going to see, by the way. I am looking forward to it. But yeah, so because Norman at the final post credit scene, the end credit scene, he's like, you know, he's like, I will find a cure for you. I love you, son. And he puts his hand on the glass and his head down, and you see like this the black uh, uh, goo, the blacks, which makes it to believe that's a symbiote, touch the glass, you know, up against his father's hand. So basically, he's reacting to so he's conscious of what his father's saying. So, or at least the symbiote is. So that's pretty cool. What else? Miles Morales is in it. He develops spider powers later on in the game. I know that you have to play as him in one sequence. You actually play as Mary Jane Watson in one sequence that I did, because you actually go up, one of the first bosses that you face in the game, and it's like right off the bat, is Wilson Fisk. You have the Netflix superheroes in there, or at least the buildings, because, you know, so they're around. You have Duke's Bar where Luke Cage was. You have Harlem. I don't know if the barbershop's there. You have Josie's Bar, which is Daredevil's, and Foggy Nelson and Karen Page's hangout is in the Netflix. You also have Nelson Murdoch, Attorneys at Law. You have Alias Investigations, Jessica Jones, the Rand Corporation, Danny Rand, the Iron Fist. What else? It's set 8 years after. I want to say Avengers 1. Yeah, it's set like 8 years after Avengers 1. So basically, or because it you know, it's like what they say, correlation does not equal causation. So so basically, and I was discussing this before with Chris yesterday, because there's a theory called many worlds interpretation. So what that means is that there's an infinite number of universes, and infinite number of Earths, universes, possibilities, and stuff like that. And what it means is that basically, it has to deal with significant things in your life, like life-changing events, for instance, would be a very significant thing. So an example of that would be in one universe, like I came back from, like in this universe, or this world, I came back from war, right? And the next, and the one over, right? So like, let's say this is 1048, I come back, right? 1047, I come back, but I'm missing a leg, right? One of my legs got blown off, right? I'm a disabled veteran, for instance. And then in 1046, it wasn't my leg. It wasn't just my right leg. It was actually my left leg too. So now I'm a paraplegic, kind of like what's his name? Flash Thompson, right? And Marvel Comics, right? And then he becomes Agent Venom, stuff like that, you know, and so on and so forth. And that's how this is too. So let's say the Marvel Cinematic Universe is 1047, while the video game is 1048, right? It's just another world over, but there's just, so they parallel each other, right? So they parallel each other, but 1047, 1048, but at 1048, it veers off a little bit. It, you know, shoots off and then branches off, right? So you have two branching places, and then those branches, then those two branch off, and that's where you get many worlds. So say this is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, this is Spider-Man, and then they're going parallel, but this branches off, right? So see what I'm saying? And this one, Tony Stark doesn't become his mentor. Peter Parker is Otto Octavius, but in this one, MCU, Tony Stark is, and that's where they start to branch off a little bit. Now they can kind of come back and parallel a little bit, right? They can do the detour and then kind of come back, but it will never be. But you cannot say, but just because something, and that's why they always say correlation never equals causation because of simple fact, or causation never equals correlation. I think it's correlation first, does not equal causation. Because of simple fact, just because there's a pattern of something does not mean that it's 100%. This is the reason why, because you have to account for deviant numbers. You have to account for other variables as well. That's why it's a very hard sell for people who are educated, by the way. For laymen's, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, that looks about right." But when you do further research into things, it's like, yeah, no, it's not. It looks good on the surface, superficial and whatnot, but all actuality, now. And that's why research is done, and tests. You have hypotheses and theories, and then those theories are tested, and then you kind of go from there. So, but yeah. But what else? What else story-wise? Oh yeah, Felicia Hardy's in it. I haven't gotten to her yet. There's DLC. There's 3 DLC coming out. One of them is The Heist, which has to deal with Felicia Hardy. And that comes out next month, October. I believe it's the 23rd. The next one is Turf Wars, and that comes out in November. The one after that, the third one, is Silver Lining, and I believe that comes out in December. So October, November, December is when DLC is coming out for this game. And I know in The Heist they said that 3 new costumes, 3 new suits will be available for download as well when you get it. I don't know about the other 2. Hopefully there will be. So you have a total of 9 suits. You already have, I believe, 28 suits in the game already. Like the suit that you have on the box is not the suit you begin. You actually begin with the classic Spider-Man look. And what's fucked up is that you have the classic Spider-Man suit, and you actually fucking buy the damn thing, which is fucking retarded. And the way you buy suits and gadgets and shit like that is through having tokens. You got to go through like challenges, side quests, and you got to get landmark tokens, base tokens, which are Wilson Fisk, area research tokens, which is like Oscorp, or doing mini games at your lab at Peter and Otto Octavius's lab that you work at. What else? There's criminal tokens as well. You stop crime and stuff. You can max out at level 50. I'm at level 32, I think, right now. You definitely want to. I will say this: there is an area that you can actually redo over and over again and get XP and just like level up, and that's what I've been doing too. See, I'm not that far in the story because I'm actually leveling up because you can actually go to one of the bases. The first base that you go to when you go up against Wilson Fisk is in I want to say Chinatown, but I could be wrong. It's in the district where Otto Octavius's lab's at, but I can't remember what district that is. Because and you have to unlock the map because there's towers that you have to unlock the map because it's open world. So you have to, and there are Oscorp towers. What a shocker! That you got to unlock, and so it unlocks the map. You get to see like the landmarks and stuff like that, but also too like there's challenge tokens, right? So in the game, I'm not there yet. So there are certain suits because when you level up, you get like +10 to your melee. You sometimes, if you level up, like if it's even, sometimes it's like +10 to your health, +10% to your melee. And at each level you get a skill point to use. Or some abilities require 2, some abilities require even 3 skill points to use. So sometimes you have to save them up. And but so but also too, like the odd numbers as well, like 3, 5, 6, those unlock suits. So right now I have I can buy the big time suit or the stealth suit, but I can't buy. I have it available to me, but I can't buy it because of the simple fact I don't have the challenge tokens because I haven't progressed long in the game yet. So I'm not to the where the area is, but I do have like what is it? The Spider-Man 2099, the black suit, right? The original Spider-Man 2099, the Rick Leonardi drawing, and then later, and then I know that you can get the white suit as well, the all new, all different Spider-Man 2099 suit. I don't really like that one. That looked too much. I do like the Spider-Man 2099 black suit because in this it doesn't have that stupid cape in the back. The webbing cape is just, it looks fucking dumb. I mean, I always thought it was dumb. It looks fucking stupid. I'm glad that they didn't put that, and they didn't put the little webbing underneath the armpits in this either. I mean, it just looks fucking dumb. I mean, like I've always hated that look with Spider-Man. I mean, but actually, you can. There are backpacks and like not landmarks, but there are backpacks in the game that it actually has that. You actually get one of those, and he's like, "Huh, my old webbing underneath the arms." At one time, I thought that this would be used as good for gliding, but nah, it didn't work so much. In the end, it didn't work. It didn't work so much, or something like that. And I thought that was pretty cool. That is like, yeah. And then you get like in this one, he has like a little. He has two like little bracelets that clamp to his arm, and that's actually his webbing that he shoots out. And I guess the flick of his wrist, right? Because or he taps it or something. I don't know. I guess when his wrist flicks, just that motion itself, like his webbing goes out. But you also too, like in one of his backpacks that you find, like he actually has the original like one where it's the palm, it comes down to the palm. And he has like the pressure point, and he does the pss, like that. And he's like, oh, this is and they call it classic web shooters and stuff. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean it's pretty badass. So like the advanced suit, and like I was saying, like the advanced suit, which is because like you fight the Kingpin, Wilson Fisk, your classic suit gets all fucking torn up and shit, and then you have to go to Otto Octavius's. You got to go to your job to basically re-up it and stuff to make advancements on it. And Otto comes in, and he finds out that, oh, you're working with Spider-Man. It's like, oh, that makes sense that you would make his gadgets and stuff like that. And you would, it's like, oh, that's cool. Otto has no idea that Peter's fucking Spider-Man, that he's not, yeah, he's working on his tech. He's his fucking Q, but he's also Spider-Man too, pal. But, Otto, not that bright. But, yeah, so, and yeah, like I said, I mean, Spider-Man's 23, so he's been Spider-Man for like 8 years, since he was 15. And so yeah, so every villain, so he's seasoned, right? He's been doing his shit for 8 years, and that's what I like about it. I don't care for the origin story bullshit. I don't need to know it. It's like, all right, dump me in this fucking universe and stuff like that. But what's cool is that in this one, it doesn't seem like Fisk, like the Netflix shows, right? Like Fisk got locked up. This one, on the other hand, it seems like Fisk was never locked up before until now, right? Until the beginning of the game, where you actually have to go to his corporation and stuff like that, and you have to like, and you actually help the cops. Cops are nice to you and stuff, and stuff like that. So, in a legal sense, he's never been to prison, like in the MCU or the Netflix, which the MCU and the Netflix are the same universe, right? They're the same world. but they barely reference each other, which is like fucking. I mean, Netflix references fucking the movies more than the movies ever reference them. So, and but yeah, man, but it's really cool. It's a great game. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'll probably do like a part 2 or something. I'll probably talk about it on the next time. But yeah, it's like I mean, I kind of do want to talk about Star Wars a little bit, but I may start wrapping this up here in a little bit. You know what? I will do another. I'll do another video maybe tomorrow, and talk about Spider-Man a little bit again. But I do want to get on. I do want to talk about. I do want to talk about Batman Damned. I do. So yeah, tomorrow I will probably do. I'll do this because it's already getting 2:05 right now. So I'll talk about Batman a little bit. Batman Damned #1, the first printing, with the Bat Dong or Bat Wang, Bat Penis, whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to call it. And then so I'll leave a little bit more Spider-Man. I'll rewatch this to see where the hell I'm at, and then I will end the conversation, and then I will talk about Star Wars and Spider-Man tomorrow, and I'll continue Spider-Man. So, but yeah, segueing into Batman Damned #1. Honestly, I'm going to bring this up again. If you watched Gentleman Cocktail is the Return, then you already know that #1, I don't fucking care about Batman, honestly. I mean, I like the character. I think the character's badass. I don't care about fucking collecting the Batman comic books now. I used to. Don't care anymore. At least the physical copies. I mean, you know, I'll go on fucking Comixology or whatever, you know, and get them off there. But physical print, I don't give a shit, because it's one of those things where Batman does not need my money to survive. There's enough fucking Batman comics where they've oversaturated the fucking market with Batman. It's so fucking stupid that they've done this. It's like, yeah, everybody has a fucking Batman story, but do we really fucking need 20 of them out or 5 to 10 of them out at the same fucking time? Or one wraps up, another one comes out, or 2 come out, 3 come out at the same fucking time. It does not need to happen. They're oversaturating the market. You did this shit with Deadpool. What could that fucking turn out? Right? You know, it's like people still like Deadpool, but it's not. But all new, all different, fucking Marvel Now version 2.0, everything was fucking centered around Deadpool. I've liked Deadpool since fucking New Mutants #98, which I have a copy of. You know, first printing, which sells for like $300, and it's in pretty fucking good condition. I don't know if it's near mint, but it's a pretty damn good condition. I could probably get $250 for it, if not $300. But at the end of the fucking day, I'm not gonna sell it. So, because to me, it's like I love that book. I love the character of Deadpool. You know, I've been collecting the damn book, you know, when that came out in like in the early 90s or 80, 89 or whenever the fuck it came out. But yeah. So, but I'm not now. But no, I won't. That's like I have the first printing of The Killing Joke, like where what was his name? I think his name was Dave Higgins was a colorist. Yeah, I think Dave Higgins was the colorist on it. I'm not too certain about his first name, but Higgins is his last name. And Brian Boland was just so fucking upset with him about the coloring. And I do kind of understand where he takes a little umbrage with the coloring, but the coloring ain't that bad. Brian Boland just being a bitch. You know, he's an old curmudgeon, man. You know, it's not that bad. I mean, the deluxe edition, yeah, it does look better because he got to kind of touch up. But my thing is that the old stuff's good. Leave it the fuck alone. You know, this is the way you drew it. Leave it alone. It's the way it was put out, man. Leave it the fuck alone. But no, people always gotta fucking, you know, if they're alive, they gotta fucking, you know, just keep on reworking their shit. It's just like fucking stupid. But yeah, so do I really care? I mean, you know, they're selling them for like $40, $100 on eBay. I mean, it's so fucking stupid because number one, I didn't get into it because it's all speculation market. Yeah, you see Batman, you see the outline and a bit of Batman's penis. Okay, great. We see that he's circumcised. So basically, he's either Jewish or Christian, or he comes from a Jewish or Christian family. Awesome, you know. To me, it's which I think Thomas Wayne was Christian, so I think, but Batman is, well, yeah, they said Batman's an atheist now, or whatever. I don't fucking know. But yeah, but Lee Bermejo, he, you know, he drew it the way he drew it because number one, I mean, it was all speculation too. The way I look at it is like, hey man, it was like he left enough. Like to me, it's like it's in shadow. You can see the outline, you can see the head, but it's one of those things where it's like you left enough, you know, to where it's like the I mean, yeah, he could have just been like, here we go. You know, there didn't have to be any shadow there at all. You know, but the thing was is that I mean I don't understand the uproar about it. The man is, it's like one of the way I see it is like sculpting, right? You know, because you have nude models. The way I see it is like this: nude models are not ashamed of their body. They are people who do nude modeling, right? Because nude means being nude is empowering, right? Where some people will be, oh, I can't be that vulnerable. It's like, well, for them, it's empowering. It's not vulnerability. It's empowering. If someone wants to take, wants to draw you in their vision of you, right? You know, the way that they see you. So naked, on the other hand, a person being naked is like a person being ashamed of their goods. When a person it doesn't have any clothing on, right? They're like trying to cover themselves up because they don't feel empowered. They feel embarrassment and shame, and they feel ostracized, right? Self-ostracization, and you know, of themselves. There's nothing empowering about that. So that's where I see the difference between nude, being nude or nudity, and naked or nakedness. But that's me. That's me. One's, you know, nude is empowering. Naked is a shame, or being ashamed, or being ashamed, or shame, having shame. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being nude. And let me say this: and it's not pornography, right? It's not. And Chris brought this up. Chris was like, it's not like Batman has a raging hard on. I'm going to try to paraphrase this. I'm not going to get verbatim, but he said that, hey, it's not like Batman has like a raging hard on and just plowing away a Catwoman. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, giving her the old boy. You know, and you know, yeah, it's not pornographic in any sense. The man is in the Batcave. He's in a place where he feels comfortable to unshield, to take his clothes off. And also too, he's Batman, right? The facade is Bruce Wayne. He's Batman. He's also doing research as well when he gets naked. I mean, he's Batman 24/7. And unless he's playing the facade of Bruce Wayne. So he's doing research and stuff. He's just taking off his clothing, you know, his battle armor and stuff like that. And even he has like a and this is where nude and naked come to be, because he starts hallucinating, and then his armor comes to life, and then he like cowers before it. Now he's naked because he no longer has that power. He no longer feels empowered by the newtons, by being unclothed because the suit came to life. Now he's truly naked, but before he was only nude with that panel. I mean, and what's stupid is that number one, it's like there's a thing called artistic integrity where it's like, listen, look, since the Black Label was promoted as being for mature readers, not for kids, right? For a mature audience. So you're going to have adult situations. You're going to have probably more drug use. You know, you're going to have fucking things. They're going to talk about like the underbelly and of or a hyper realistic look on things, right? So there's going to be more. It's like Marvel Max back in the day, and I brought this up too on our Gentleman with Cocktails about like Alias. They did that shit with Deadpool. They did it with Luke Cage. They did a Marvel Max run called The Destroyer, one of Robert Kirkman's fucking things. And I don't like Robert Kirkman. I think he's fucking stupid myself. And who else? Shang-Chi, the Master of Kung Fu. He had a Marvel Max and stuff like that. I mean, and that's one of those things where I've heard this talked about before, where it's, to me, it's like we are so wrapped up with accepting female nudity right nowadays, where it's like the male nudity has become very taboo, as they say, right? And back in the day, you know, the Greeks, you know, they were into, and you know, and the Romans too, because the Romans took from the Greeks, but we'll say just the Greeks in general. They made sculptures of man. I mean, you know, sculpture of David, for instance, right? You know, that's man perfected, right? That's the perfection of man. You know, I mean, you see penis and balls. You know, it's like you see everything. The man, and he's very angular and rigid, and you see muscles, or you see like abs, and just like, you know, very, you know, and yeah, and that's just like even like with the other Greeks, because they would make sculptures out of what they found to be male perfection, right? You know, with muscle tone and body and body size and stuff like that. So it's like they picked the best specimens, you know, to say the very least. And you know, and in those sculptures, they don't have like a raging heart on, you know. So it's like, you know, so no one bitches about that. And that's the thing about art. Art is, you know, even if they did have a raging heart on, so what? It's like that's how the artist, that's what the artist sees as fucking art, is, you know. You know, it's just one of those things. Now it depends on like whether or not you, now if it's like, you know, motherfucker has like a raging heart on, and then he's like boning some chick in the sculpt, yeah, that's pornography. I'm sorry, you know. One was like, you know, like making some O face, you know. Yeah, that's kind of pornography. That, I mean, that's, but still, it's like, but it's not that. That's not even fucking close. I mean, it's more close to what, because you see Batman kind of posing like this. He's like, ugh, and then you just, he's naked. He's you know, I think he's bleeding and shit, and he's tired and fucking, you know, so he's just kind of like leaning, and you just see his old boy, you know, the, you know, magic stick, you know, you see the outline and a bit of it in shadow, right? So it's not, and it's like, okay, what's wrong with that? I mean, you know, you have the Greeks putting old boys out, you know, fucking on sculptures that, you know, back in the day, and now, and all of a sudden, male nudity has become taboo for some reason, right? I mean, it's more accepted of like female nudity now, especially topless women. And now with women showing bush and, you know, genitalia, right? Or at least the outside, because, you know, I mean, we have outside plumbing, they have indoor plumbing. So, I mean, it's okay to see a woman's vagina lips and stuff like that, you know, and you know, it's accepted in the culture now, right? You know, but it's fucking, but or seeing a woman just you know, just full you know, just full frontal, you know, from head to toe, nude. But a man, on the other hand, it's fucking controversy. So you have people like, fuck. Yeah, I haven't seen. Well, no, I did. I did see Stephen Colbert talk about it. Yeah, I was about to say I didn't see, but I didn't see Seth Meyers talk about it. But I know that he's. I think I heard somebody say that he did do like a scale, and it's just, and it's a cheap laugh. I mean, it is so fucking stupid that really you could not, that it's the gimmick, it's the thing to talk about right now. And instead of doubling down on it, you know, like DC saying that, yeah, right, because number one, it's for mature readers. Number two, this is an Elseworld. This is an alternate. This is the Elseworlds. This is an alternate Earth or alternate universe. It has nothing to do with the main fucking Batman. I mean, the main Batman could have, like, you know, fucking an 18-inch fucking python. This one only has a fucking 6, you know, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, who gives a fuck? You know, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. The only, and, you know, they're making jokes about, you know, oh, apparently Batman wasn't well endowed. You know, it's like all that stupid shit. It's like, fuck off, man. You know, it's like I can tell you, man. It's like, you know, when you do activity, you know, all the blood ain't going down to your member. It's going to your core. It's like, you know, when because the guy just came back from doing physical fucking activity. You know, it's not going down to Bruce Wayne Jr. You know, it's not there. It's in your core. Your blood's pumping and stuff like that. So, you know, your arm. So that your genitalia is getting the less amount of blood flow there. So, you know, and that's usually how it happens. You know, scientifically, that's how it happens. So it's just kind of like one of those things where it's just so fucking stupid when people have to, and I know, I understand that, well, if you have to explain a joke, it's like, no, that's when you kind of, you know, then it's not funny. It's like that when you kind of have to, because it's like, yeah, listen, look, it doesn't make any damn sense. Number one, on a scientific, on a formulaic fucking layout and format. It doesn't make any damn sense because of, you know, these variables. So, but once again, it goes back to being educated and just being a fucking layman. So, you know, and that's what, and honestly, I'm not the smartest motherfucker in the room. Well, right now I am. It's only me. But usually I'm not the smartest motherfucker in the room, but I at least try to be like, okay, how does this make sense? How do I figure this out? Most people, they're just very reactionary. And that's what DC is now. And that's my whole thing, is that DC is being very reactionary, as in like, oh, fuck, we fucked up, instead of just saying, listen, look, you just created a fucking speculation market right now for the first printing of Batman. Damned, way to fucking go, you dumb dicks. You know, dumbass motherfuckers. You just raised the price of your fucking book, which, you know what? since you're recalling it, or at least with the second printings, you're not gonna put out the shadow dick. You're just gonna put full shadow. You're basically smacking fucking Brian Azzarello and fucking Lee Bermejo with that fucking pencil dick in the face. Because maybe Brian Azzarello was the one that said, hey man, I want you to show the goods. Or maybe Lee Bermejo was like, you know what, fuck it, man. I mean, this is the black label. This is, for a mature audience. I'm just gonna put an outline of it, right? And show a little bit what a lady is, or whatever, or transgenders, homosexuals, whatever the fuck, everybody, who's a mature audience and who is like 18 and up to buy this fucking book, right? For the mature reader. That's who it's pertained to. Not fucking anyone else who's younger than an adult. And that's the whole premise. And that's the thing, and that's my problem, that DC is just being so fucking reactionary and just saying and doing that shit. Which, like, later on, I mean, I didn't buy, once again, I didn't buy the book because, man, Batman does not need my fucking money. People like Aquaman, Saga, what else? Green Lantern. What else? Oh, Venom. Donny Cates is Venom. That needs my money. Books like that need my money. Not fucking Batman. Batman doing all right. That motherfucker gonna be okay. Biggest damn book. Biggest selling point for fucking DC. Bigger than Superman, their first fucking superhero. Batman's bigger than Superman when it comes selling wise. And Superman will probably always be the bigger one just because he was the first, but still, Batman outsells Superman, and it's easier to tell a fucking Batman story than it is it's easier to tell a great Batman story, a compelling Batman story, than it is a fucking compelling and rousing fucking Superman story. Can't really say there's not a lot, because a lot of people don't want to tackle that character, and that's why they had him and Lois get together, have Jonathan fucking Samuel Kent, and yeah, because you can tell compelling and great stories with Superman having a fucking family, an actual biological family, not someone that he fucking, him and Lois, because Lois can't have kids because she's barren, and they have to adopt. No, that, fucking Superman got depowered, he wasn't gonna fucking blow his wad in the back of fucking Lois Lane's fucking skull and kill her with super cum. That basically, and now another kid has superpowers, it's like, it's fucking great, and Jonathan's manifesting his powers, so, and it's awesome. I mean, I loved what was it, Peter J. Tomasi was doing with the fucking character. I actually really, in Superman, I thought that was very compelling shit. And, and then fucking Brian Michael Bendis gets on, he fucks and he fucks it all up. But yeah, getting back on Batman. Fucking DC, man, they're just fucking up. And they should have doubled down. They should have said, no, we are standing by this book. If you have a first printing, fucking great on you. Second printing, still gonna have the bat dick. Maybe we even sell more, It's like, because once again, it's for mature readers. It's an Elseworlds book. Has nothing to do with Tom King's Batman. Has nothing to do with Alan Moore's Batman, The Killing Joke. Has nothing to do with Michael Keaton Batman. Has nothing to do with Christian Bale Batman. Has nothing to do with Ben Affleck Batman. Other than it's fucking Bruce fucking Wayne He becomes Batman. His fucking parents died in Crime Alley. Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada. That's it. That's all. So fucking stupid when they do this shit. And it's and also too, it's people of a vocal minority. It's not even everyone. It's just because it became mainstream because stupid motherfuckers like Stephen Colbert and Seth Meyer want to make fucking like yuck jokes because they got nothing better to do because they can't come up with anything fucking better. You know, way to go, they're fucking, you know, hero, fucking dumbasses. So stupid, man. I mean, if you actually were fucking talented, you've been like, you know, I'm not even gonna make the joke, or you would have just said, you know what, I can make a joke about the bat dong, but you know what, I'm not, because you know I believe in artistic integrity, right? I'm all for it. I'm all for the bat dong. You know, it's for mature readers. It's for mature. I mean, one of them could have said that shit. One of them could have been like, you know, I know a lot of people are making jokes, and we could roll down that path, but no. We're gonna basically we're gonna be different, and we're going to actually talk positive. And here's why. You know. Now, would the network be now? They would have probably had to just be like, yeah, we're going to be doing one of them would have had to tell the network like, yeah, we're going to do, yeah, we got this joke and stuff like that. And then they would have said, you know what? And then it's like, you know, I was going to do it and then a joke about it, but you know, no, but really I'm going to tell you why, you know, because of X, Y, and Z. And that's how they could have did it. That's how they could have ran with it, but they didn't because they're followers and not leaders. But yeah, so. But yeah, I think I hit everything I wanted to do with the Batman game. I have not read it. I don't really give a fuck about reading it. I love Lee Bermejo's art. I have Joker by him and Brian Azzarello. I have Lee Bermejo's Batman Noel as well. I know his Batman and his art, and I also have Lee Bermejo's and Brian Azzarello's Lex Luthor Man of Steel, because that's the one that they actually did together first, and his Superman looks really good in that. His artwork is just phenomenal. I love his artwork. I love the realness and of the characters that he does. I actually have his because he did a variant cover for the Dark Knight Returns, The Last Crusade, where Jason Todd dies in that one, and it's set in the Batman Returns, the Millerverse universe. And I actually have his variant cover of the Joker on the cover of that, and that's how much I like the character. I used to have the book by him too, Suiciders, that he did, I believe, for Vertigo. I used to have that run, all 6 of them. Very good book. If you can get it in trade paperback, I highly recommend it. He wrote the story, also did the art as well. Very cool. But yeah, I and Vertigo is more is that cup of tea too, where it's like, man, they show tits and ass and fucking nudity in that as well. So and that book has adult situations in it as well. I mean, and that's Vertigo. So yeah, and that's it. And so like yeah, I'm just kind of might be spinning my wheels here a little bit, but that's my thoughts on Batman Damned. I just wanted to get it out there and be like, yeah, I do not agree with the recall / second printings, more shadow. I don't agree with it. I think it's stupid. I really think it's dumb. You're neutering it, spading it, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You're basically emasculating fucking Batman and emasculating the fucking artist, saying that, okay, this is what I drew. Now you're okay with it before. Now you want me to cover? No, that's fucking dumb, man. I mean, it's like I brought this into you. So it was brought in. It's a fucking mature for mature readers. This isn't for fucking kids. You know, they want to see that. They want to see a fucking kid version of Batman. Watch Batman Brave and the Bold. Don't fucking read this book. You know. And once again, it's not like not like he's just fucking has a raging hard on and plowing away at Catwoman, or fucking Poison Ivy, or fucking Batgirl or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's none of that. The man's naked in the Batcave. The man is strips down, and he's empowering. His nudity is empowering for him because he feels that comfortable in being in the Batcave. And even if Alfred was there, it wouldn't make a fucking difference. It's his home. Alfred wants to, oh, sir, yes, tea's ready. It's like wants to look away. Tea's ready. It's like, or whatever. It's one of those things where Batman is empowered by his nudity, right? He's comfortable, and that's the biggest thing. And and also the other big thing too is that DC backing down just because of a vocal minority is fucking retarded. You're not being true to your word when you say that this is for mature readers. You're actually just doing the exact opposite. you're just being a slave to the system, basically. You're not taking a stance, and that's why it's hard for me even now to support DC anymore. I mean, I haven't really been. I mean, ever since fucking. I mean, I've liked the Aquaman so far. I think they got like a new artist on it. I'm not really that keen on it now. Aquaman's with the Suicide Squad. I'm not even fucking keen on that one. So, I mean, 25 up until issue 40 was great. Like they had two fantastic artists on that, and just my god, the art for Aquaman was so fucking killer. For Aquaman Rebirth, I was just like, holy fucking shit. And now it's gone the way of the dodo, and I'm just not impressed. But that's my thoughts on Batman Damned. If you don't agree with me, hey, that's your, I'm not sorry. And I'm not going to tell you to fuck off either, but I mean, it's your opinion, and I don't agree with it by any shape or form, and you will not get me to, you'll not change my mind about it. My mind's already made up about it. So, because I've thought about this for a while. I know, thinking about Batman's penis, right? It's like, yeah. And, and seeing that's, once again, that people can make that joke, but that's low hanging fruit, man. It's like, that's the fucking obvious. It's like, it's not clever. It's not cunning. It's not intelligent. It's just so fucking stupid. But on that being said, the thing is that, I did think about this for a while, and I wanted to, relay what I wanted to say about it. And I think I've done that. I can't really think of anything else that I didn't say about it that I haven't already said, or that I didn't say on Gentlemen with Cocktails. So with that being said, I will bring this video to an end. Still no viewers, by the way. But it's okay. It's all right. like I said before, I mean, I do this for me. I find it very therapeutic. I mean, if people watch it, great. If they don't, it's okay. I mean, I would like people to view it, but you know, it's like, cause I like to, you know, have people, I like to have conversation with people. I like to hear other people's thoughts and opinions and stuff. And I would love for people to share this video with their friends, you know, and if they say, "Oh, you're full of shit," blah blah blah, that's cool, man. I mean, that's fine. Okay, I'm full of shit. How am I full of shit? Give me some context. X, Y, and Z, A, B, C. How am I full of shit? You know, and that's where and that's how I am. So, you know, when it comes to stuff like this. But yeah, probably tomorrow I will do a part 2 of Spider-Man, and probably get into Star Wars and like the future of and stuff like that, and my thoughts on like the future of Star Wars, things like that. But hey, thank you so much for watching this video when you do, and yeah, I guess aloha. All right, yeah, fuck it, aloha. Confidence.